Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia, and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. You being a starseed means your availability of tool sets to change the metaphysical world is vast. But we have to stop playing it small. We have to lean into our true nature and see where it takes us so our soul can blossom. So today I'll be showing you how to change the strains of consciousness in your body, in your neuroplasticity, in your DNA, and how to use this technique to shift timelines more easily while understanding how to follow a strain of consciousness into the akashic record so you can gain the information your soul seeks to understand. Now, as we're moving into this, I want you to be aware that everything I'm about to say is something your soul already knows, but I'm going to code this data so your mind can actually digest it and come with you during your starseed awakening. So, a strain of consciousness is a pathway that information can travel so it can affect things in its path. So when you have information in your DNA, that data moves through a path which can then affect all of your organs, all of your cells, your tissue, and the electrical circuitry in your own system. The same way goes for your neuroplasticity. You have all of these connections in the world, meaning that there is an association you have given different subjects based on the emotional stimuli you've received from a subject in the past, whether it be business or relationships or being with yourself or food or exercise. Those are subjects and you have different connections to them. Now, to make new connections to each subject, you're going to have information that differs from your past move throughout your neuroplasticity, and that travels along the different parts of your own intellectual system so more connections can be made throughout the entire system itself. And even when you're trying to gather information from the akashic records, you're allowing yourself to connect to a database that holds all the information. You're remembering that there is a line of existence that you're in. And at the bottom is your human identity, your connection to this body and how it functions in this world. As you go up that ladder is your higher self, your intelligence that moves beyond programmed thought and allows you to flourish in the cosmos and gather all the information you need. As you go higher, you're connecting to the oneness of everything. You're realizing that before you became a soul, you were the entire universe, and the universe is you, right? So that's what a strain of consciousness is. It is information in motion. And that information moves along the path to affect anything that it needs to in order for it to actually move into fruition in different ways. So what I'll be doing is, first, let's talk about how we can shift timelines. So first, imagine that the story you're in is a collection of information that is made and is a reflection of particular beliefs you have about who you are, what life is, and what you're currently doing in life, what exists in this present moment, creating that command in the field, right? So just kind of imagine right now that where you're at and the timeline you're in is this stream, this river that is going forward, and whatever has manifested will continue to manifest in this cyclical way because energy reproduces in itself. So to shift into a new timeline, you're going to simply imagine that right now everything is moving forward in this river. Everything you are is going to keep projecting outwards into everything you're going to become. And then in that moment, I want you kind of to realize and feel that your brain is kind of getting more softened as I bring in this cosmic feather and run it through your neuroplasticity. And you'll remember that this identity, how you've been connecting to this body, who you have seen yourself as, is just clothes your soul has been wearing. It's not who you are. So at that moment, you kind of move upward until everything starts to seem strange, because you're going beyond the connections you have to everything in your environment, and you're moving into your soul, which is pure consciousness. And then you're going to feel as if the timeline you're wanting to move into is this river with all the experiences, the moments of learning, the moments of celebration and healing, all orchestrated in this perfectly mathematically righteous exact structure. So feel it and see it right next to you. And then you're going to almost imagine that in this timeline next to you, this stream and river, there are frames. Just like when you look at a video in editing software and you see that there is frames every second. There is moments that all collaborate together. Now feel as if you're slowing down that stream of consciousness next to you, that river, and you're going to slide into one of the frames, into one of the moments, into the actual system itself. And you're going to pick one moment and imagine that you're almost sliding into it. You're gliding into it, and you're going to feel this rush of energy carry you forward. Okay? Now the next thing I'll talk about is if you feel like you're connecting to the energy of a timeline, but your brain is not really developing new neuroplasticity that is reflecting of you having something you want to create, or you actually living in the new experiences that are in that desired timeline. Feel that stream and that new river that you just place yourself in, okay? And I want you to take one strain from that river, almost like you're taking your fingers and you're taking one strain. And this strain holds all the information from that timeline. It holds all the momentum, the kinetic energy, which allows the information and data of this new timeline to go into motion. Now imagine taking that and running it through your neuroplasticity, right? Through each layer of your brain, through each weave, etc. And then imagine it unfolding and coating the inside of your brain with that new information. So another aspect of changing strains of consciousness is in your own system, you do have a control point which determines what exists in the rest of your own system. This is a DNA. It's the factory. It's the head office, if you will, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna first, you can close your eyes or keep it open, but when we're doing this exercise, I want you to realize that the way you see information in the metaphysical realm is by feeling into something and then allowing your imagination to give you the intellectual details that something looks like this or has these details. And then from there, you actually allow yourself to summon and create that illustration in a clear outline, a layer that is behind reality. Don't expect to see it as clearly as you see things with your physical senses and your third dimensional eyes, right? So first you can pick a spot on your body, right? So maybe on your heart. Now what you can do is you can just imagine that you're zooming into your heart. As you're going deeper, you're zooming in just like if you were to zoom in on a technological device. And you're going to zoom in deeper and deeper and deeper until you find this ball of information. Okay? So once we're there, what you're going to do is you're going to look inside your DNA and you're going to see many strains of consciousness. The consciousness could look like wisps that are translucent or pearlescent or opal colored, and it can be different for each person. You're going to see many strains circling around in this ball. Now locate a couple of those strains that are no longer supporting you, right? So I'll do it with you. So if I go deeper into my DNA, in my heart, I go deeper and deeper and deeper. There's a strain, right, that I want to remove. And you usually know what it is based on what you've been working through in the past year or two or period of your life. And you get called to connect to that strain based on the belief. And you kind of connect to the head of that strain and you kind of just pull it out. And then you connect to another strain, you just pull it out. Another strain, pull it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to remember that timeline you're connected to, or if you've jumped out of it, it can be on the side of you again, that strain, that river of information, the path that is organized exactly how it needs to be. And if you're in that stream of consciousness, that river, that timeline, everything will happen as it needs to give you what you want. Now take a strain out and place it deep in your DNA and allow it to move into that circular momentum with the rest of the strains of consciousness. Right? And then another one. Perfect. Now, another thing that I will go into is the Akashic records, okay? Now what I want you to do here is I want you to practice connecting to the Akashic records by getting a journal or a book, asking a question that your logical mind does not know the answer to. So when you get the information that is coming to you, you cannot doubt yourself and say, well, I guessed this, or I already knew this. You're getting data from beyond what your mind can comprehend or what it has known. That way, by proof of experimentation, any information you get from the question is beyond what is already in your system in terms of information. And so we'll kind of try a different technique with the Akashic records today. I have a couple other ones in my channel. If you want to check them out, feel free. And what you're going to do is you're going to imagine that there's a question. Maybe, what was your galactic mission? What did you do as a starseed? Why are you here on Earth? What was the name of your past life? How does the universe work? Any of these questions can do, or anything that ponders your soul, something you should go towards for sure. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of imagine that question being a ball of energy in front of you. And know that the question cannot exist without the answer, and the answer cannot exist without the question. They are two sides of the same coin. Therefore, if you're seeing the energy that is the question in the shape of a ball, that way your mind can actually connect with the activity you're doing, knowing something is there. The answer must also be in that same subject. So now kind of open the ball and see multiple strains of consciousness, kind of like long weaves that are all connected together. Now take one out and have it absorb through your hand. Or come into your head or your third eye. And then just start writing information or drawing. Allow yourself to flow and then come up and sharpen the idea of what is actually coming through you. Okay. Now, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to write it in the comments. Let me know how you've interacted with this information. Like it if you enjoyed it, and definitely consider subscribing. Because what I do on this channel is I take very complicated topics and I break them down in a simplistic fashion that your mind can understand. I merge your potential into practical form. And the one thing I also want to say is, if you're a starseed, please know that this is more than just having a name of what type of starseed you were, or just having that be validation for your power. Your soul is formless, and the way it takes form is by placing its consciousness into different reincarnations. All of those reincarnations share information as that builds upon and carries forward into the next life. And anything you do now affects the other lives your soul has had in terms of information. Everything is shared like a network. Now, your starseed life has a purpose in how you were meant to truly help different planets reconstruct their civilizations, improve the DNA and the health of different beings that are beautiful representations of magic and consciousness. You making helpful connections between different civilizations so they can share resources. You really allowing your galactic creativity to shine in more ways than one. And I want to help you plug back into that power. But the one thing that is missing is a way for your brain to articulate your magic, and that is what I have done in my work throughout my life, is create a collection of cosmic skills. They are a simplistic way for you to use your imagination, as each skill serves as a very important, unique functionality in how you would alter, handle, or change information in the quantum field, from the size of your DNA to the size of a planet. Right? Scale doesn't matter in the quantum field because your cosmic essence is unbound. So I want to bring you closer to that, but I only work with people that are really serious and committed about understanding magic, applying it, using it, and really are going to move through the entire process, because it is not as simple. There's no band-aid or a quick fix for it. It is a journey. And I have orchestrated each step of that journey and tested each step in a proven way to help our human system merge with that galactic magic in more ways than one. So I want to offer you a free coaching session just to meet with me and extend that bridge to you. If I'm meant to change your life and do interdimensional soul work with you and completely expand what you believe is magic and why you're here and what is your starseed essence, so you can feel like you're finally home. So I look forward to meeting you, and definitely subscribe and check out the rest of my videos. You will not be disappointed. It's always my goal to have my work be groundbreaking and different in every way I can, so there's no redundant information on this channel. It's very straightforward, and I have tons of activations. And the last video is also about taking cosmic souls in a galactic mission and what that can entail at times. Alright, see you guys soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.